you know, E6, FaZe, they're going to outdo them, and this was a bad start for Rise.
I mean, it was pretty rough. I mean, you look at the score there, team. Map number 1, not really a close one.
I mean, it's not too surprising, I guess. I just didn't think it would be Infuse would be the team to, you know, light them up this early in the tournament. Is it just a cold game, though? I feel like that bracket team's gonna be joining them a little bit later on in the tournament too. So a start like this, they got to be careful. Only the top 2 are gonna make it out to winners.
Absolutely. And now, of course, you're looking at the search and destroy. I mean, this is something that we kind of expect Rise to excel at, right? The S&D, it's very good for Cento. He's a wonderful, wonderful shot caller. When it comes to search and destroy, he's going to be the go-to guy for Rise Nation. You see they kind of cruise through there at 6-2. At that point, Chance, were you thinking, okay, all right, you know, just maybe a bit of a fluky map number 1? What was your mentality?
I did chalk it up to just first map jitters. Again, there was 2 players, Vicento and Looney, that had really slow starts on the hard points. So as soon as they got through with the search, I thought they were going to be able to completely turn their game around. But as you're going to see, Infuse was able to put up a hell of a fight. PD on this map specifically, you can already see in that score line, he's 31-20. Goes back to that ERAD talk. ERAD players so far have been looking phenomenal. He ends up finishing with 41.
And then you talked about the player that did the best during the OSA meta, Vicento. Maybe early on in this tournament, he needs to make that switch over to an ERAD that'll be somewhat similar, not the exact same as the OSA was.
And I guess, how difficult is it to make those changes at an event, team? Is it something which I mean, obviously you're going to want to practice it before the event, but I mean, part of being one of the best teams and some of the best players is you realize and you adapt on the fly. How difficult is that, though?
Take an hour and shoot the gun.
Oh, well, there you go.
I don't think it's that hard. I think it's just an excuse if you don't want to change to see what other players are doing well with. If you don't do it, if you adapt too late, we saw it with Optic at Vegas, you're going to lose. It is what it is. Just take the time to do it.
You have to adapt, and you have to adapt quickly. Of course, this, I mean, is it really that big of an upset, Merc? I mean, I'm chalking up as an upset.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, these are our champions, and this is one of the, to me, one of the weaker European teams here. I mean, these are guys, obviously Infuse is sort of, they have a lot of veterans, but I didn't expect them to do well. To me, personally, if I'm Infuse and I get out of, you know, I expected them to win 1, maybe 2 games. If they won 2 matches in this pool, I thought it was a good weekend for them, but obviously proving me wrong.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, you briefly just talked about, you know, how there's now 5 teams in this pool play and how different of an environment that is. These map wins and just match wins as well, they're crucial, team. I mean, for Infuse now, they've got to kind of go back, maybe grab some food. They have to be all smiles. Do they have a chance of going through now?
If they keep playing like that, for sure, man. Like, especially going into those search and destroys, they seem very confident, decisive gameplay overall, and I always go back to it. I'm like a broken record at this point when it comes to search and destroy. The more decisive team will win 99% of the time, in my opinion. You just make a call. Whoever's the in-game leader, listen to them, go as a team. It's going to go well for you.
And that's what we were talking about, these veterans. I mean, that just comes down to Marky B. Yeah. Marky B is the vocal leader on this team, and he's the guy, he's like, coming into this event, he goes, I don't really care how tough of a pool I have. You know, it just makes the event more fun.
Absolutely. For now, though, we're going to take a break from the studio. We can show you guys an awesome video talking all things about the MLG Enhanced Viewing Experience. Take a look. There a look at Eve. I've been checking it out. I've got to give the MLG engineers some props, man. They've been doing some wonderful, wonderful things. Definitely adds a whole different taste. I mean, you can see stats over there as well. I believe you can actually pick individual players to watch their perspective. And like, as a fan of Call of Duty esports, I look at that and I'm like, I wish we had that like years and years ago where you could watch your favorite players, because everyone has them, right? Like, I imagine even you guys, you have your close friends that if you weren't able to make an event, you would still want to watch, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you want to see how they're doing, and that's what that provides you, all the information you can need right in front of you.
Well, the next matchup that we're going to see on main stage is going to involve the wonderful North American versus European rivalry. We all love it, right? That good old rival. I feel a little outnumbered as the only European on the desk. I need to get Momo back so we can kind of 50% this up. But as I said, this rivalry is absolutely huge. We were actually kind of talking about it before the day started, Merc. In your opinion, is the rivalry now between North America and Europe even bigger than it has been in the past?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, you just look at champs last year, you look at PSX. I mean, and then sort of the feuds between the teams and the players. I mean, and I know people don't like drama, but I think it's great for the sport that another region is sort of rivaling North America. This is what we want.